Alrighty, so I guess let's do a quick recap from last time, and then I'll re-intro. So we'll say you did all that. You brought the two Rhodians into the city, dropped them off, and then just kind of went somewhere else, very out of the way from them. But last session, so you guys had taken off from Nar Shaddaa. You on the way in your jumps through the different hyperlanes, at your right before your last jump, you were actually intercepted by a pirate starship who it was very odd that they were able to find you in that way. It's very difficult for somebody to be right with you coming out of hyperspace. They definitely brought it with their guns and came aboard, boarded the ship, and there was a quick bit of combat with R2 flexing his muscles there with his explosives. And then you captured them. Basically, it took them as captives. Commandeered their ship, took both of those onto Endragod, but were intercepted by the Corporate Sector Authority and came aboard their large ship, forget the name. Anybody remember? Vengeance, I believe. Nope. Vengeance is the Rhodian pirate ship. Resolute is the CSA ship. Resolute. So you went aboard Resolute and met with Angela Kryn, the lieutenant commander. You offered up all the spice, which was part of the deal that Popra had made. Said this will be to help get past the blockade. So you did that, and Angela was not giving you any wiggle room to get down to the planet, so you guys decided to run the blockade somewhat successfully. You did try and throw off your other ship with your co-pilot to cause a distraction. It helped a little bit. A few IRD fighters did come down and pursue you, fought them off, and then after a rough landing, landed outside of the city of Tel Bollin. So after that walk in, taking your Rhodian friends around somewhere and heading back, you guys now enter into the city. So, just going to repeat this again. There's a dark haze that hangs over Tel Bollin, a lingering reminder of countless burned bodies and homesteads. You pass the smoldering wreckage and outlying areas and continue toward the center of the city. The air smells like ashes, and the rising smoke stings the eyes. Streets are mostly deserted, except for beings clad in heavy robes. Their identities, even their species, are hidden beneath the robes. They seem to be moving about furtively, as if to avoid disturbing the ghosts of the recent dead. A combat land speeder whirs by, marked with the insignia of the Corporate Sector Authority, and transporting a gray uniformed rider. The rider pays you no mind. A speaker on the side of the land speeder announces that vaccinations are available at some emergency relief area for any people with red tags of series 1200 to 1500. Overhead, 3 IRDs soar across the blackened sky. And that's where we will officially begin. So, you guys are in Tel Bollin. It's, for this kind of being an arid type planet, I'd say a little bit of a Mos Eisley, Ord Mantell vibe. Definitely on the more rustic side. There's very little activity on the streets. There's, you go by some houses and shops, they're just burnt down or destroyed and whatnot. Just seems that there's just been, chaos from this plague coming and hitting the city.
HK motions to our friends here and says, Should we let them go?
You're
Are they
talking
still
about the
blindfolded?
Rhodians?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that you guys already took care of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
just kind of fast forward that. You guys did that already, and now you're on your own as a group in the city. So
Our Mika, the Hutt data card says that he was negotiating with geode miners. Do we see anything or that looks like any type of mining guild or mining equipment?
so nothing that stands out. Um, there are a few buildings that stick out a little bit across the skyline of the city line of Tel Bollin that might hold some importance. Um, so there's a couple main ones in the central area, a couple that stand out a little bit northern of the city, and then yeah, you see a kind of more wide open area somewhat to the south. I mean, still, decent sized area though, so it's definitely off in the distance. Soon though, as you guys are walking through, you do run into a beggar, ragged beggar, and he approaches you, just very disheveled, dirty looking, and he obviously recognizes that you guys are from out of town. You definitely don't look like you've been around here long. And just comes up and says, "Excuse me, friends. I'm looking for some credits to buy vaccine. Could you help me out?"
Hold on.
I know. Looking at my credits, I believe R2
I am.
has like none.
Hold on.
How much does it? Oh, we know.
Yeah, that is a good question. Do we know how much the vaccine would cost?
Kind of sounded like they were giving it out. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Yeah.
Yes, Cade would be correct that it'd be more. So when you heard that speeder go by announcing that they are currently serving, tickets number 1200 to 1500, so tags for each person, they're tagging people to come and get their vaccinations.
So I'll ask, what do you need credits to buy a vaccine? I thought they were handing them out for free.
He just kind of he scowls and almost shrugs you off, Rix, as you mentioned that. He says, "No, I need the credits. I need the credits to buy the vaccine. That's the only way to get that." You guys would also know or remember that you have some vaccines that Vago had given you. He said they're mostly for Mika the Hutt if he needs them, but can be used elsewise as needed. So you actually do have some.
So we'll say, in binary, we'll look at sort of the rest of the group and say, if he wanted credits, he should have just asked for them. I don't know why he's putting up this charade.
Yeah.
Yes, this will say, if you really need a vaccine, there's probably something can do for you, but if you're just after credits, there's probably an arrangement we can come to also.
You see a flash of not embarrassment, but like he's been caught. You've definitely picked up on his little ploy here. He's definitely just trying to get some credits. Yeah, he doesn't really want anything to do with a vaccine if that's what your offer was. So he just he kind of begins to deflect and he just says, "So you lot are not obviously around here. What brings you to Tel Bollin?"
we're looking for someone, and if you've got a need for credits, well, if you can help us, you might find your way into some.
And the better information you give us, the more credits we might hand over.
He leans back and definitely considers this offer, and he says, "Well, I do know these streets decently well. I've seen a lot of faces. Of course, the plague has caused a lot of chaos, and many people, have either perished or gone into hiding. But perhaps I know or have seen somebody you are looking for. Please, who is this that you come seeking?"
Do we have a hollow image of?
I would say that you could pull one up. Say that one of you guys at least has one, hollow hockey puck, and with the information, the data discs that Vago gave you, it would have a hollow pop up. So you're gonna show him Mika?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
So you pull that out, show it to the beggar, and he looks. He's a little confused at first. He says, "A hut? I don't know why there'd be a hut around here." Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't seen no hut.
Have you seen a red or green Nikto?
As you say this, his eyes, widen a little bit in recognition. He says, "Nyctos. Well, yes, I have seen some Nyctos. They were down by the Miners Guild Hall. They were asking about strangers down by the Miners Guild Hall."
How long ago was this?
Oh, it's been a few days, I think.
All right. Well, direction to the Miners Guild Hall?
He seems to get a little confident, and he gets a little confident and says, "Oh, how much is that information worth?"
How much does your vaccine, quote unquote, cost?
He tries sizing you all up. Says, 300 credits.
We've got 140 right now.
Tel Bollin is, it's somewhat of a big city. I wouldn't want you to get lost. I could point you in the direct way to the guild hall so you can find your friend. Certainly a group like you is not short on the funds to help out poor old soul like myself.
Remy
Possibly.
reaches into his pocket and pulls out 200 credits and says, "Maybe this will help you jog your memory and guide us a little bit closer."
His eyes light up. Remy, give me an insight check, please. So, you have a pretty decent feeling that 200 is a very substantial amount to this gentleman. He was definitely grasping for, going big, but seeing that actually, in the flesh, definitely has intrigued him. So he kind of puts his hands out together like in a cup, almost to hold that. But then he looks around to the rest of you. He says, "Any more? Sure. Any more?"
Do you have any other information about the mining guild? Who are the power players? What are the scandals? Who should we speak?
He says, I don't know much about the guild. They're just they're the geode miners, the workers here that mine the elements here of Endragod. But like I said, there's not much left going around, business-wise or power-wise, with the plague here, especially since the corporate sector authorities showed up. They're down at the old sports ground south of town, where they've got relief encampments set up. But that's where most of the refugees and anyone else down on their luck goes to receive their vaccinations. But
I will add 100 credits to his pile of 200.
okay.
All right.
I'll toss in 100, so Remy only has to do 100. So that's 100 from all three of us.
Yeah.
Okay. He just starts grinning. He's very very
Now-
excited to have this, and he says, "Go ahead. Are you say something?"
I was gonna say now directions to the mining guild headquarters.
He's a little distracted by all the money, and then he snaps out. He's like, "Oh yes, thank you so much, my friend." So, and then he proceeds to tell you how to get to the guild, or to the guild hall. He says it's in the center of town, just to the east of City Hall. And as you guys look towards the center of town, he points out City Hall, which is one distinct building that kind of stands out. And he says it's just to the east of that. You shouldn't miss it. It's almost across the street.
All right.
And then, he pockets his newfound wealth, and then, almost goes scurrying away with just almost a giggle of delight from what he now has.
All right. To the guild hall we go.
Yep.
All right. So you head off to make your way through the city a little bit further towards heading towards the City Hall building, eventually approaching that, and as the beggar had told you, just to the east of that, passing by the City Hall, which itself, just looks like a desolated, empty building. It looks like nobody's been here in a while. And just past that, you see see the guild hall, and it's about a block away from the City Hall. You get there, and you see the doors are closed to get in. It doesn't look like it's not necessarily boarded up, but it's definitely closed and locked up.
Shit. I will be right back. You guys can keep going.
Okay.
Does it look like there's any lights on or electricity on?
It's really tough to tell from the view. It's not really an industrial building, but limited windows, if them at all. It's just kind of, you don't get a good view of that. I would say, give me a perception check.
I'm back.
Alrighty, so you can definitely see foot traffic from the door, and it looks fresh enough that there's likely somebody here.
Shall we knock?
You're knocking?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
Okay.
We're polite here. Come on.
All right, so you head up to the door, knock a couple times, and there's just silence. There's nothing for a little bit, and then eventually there's a view slot on the door, and it slides open, and you see a set of eyes behind it, human eyes. You can tell they're crusted, roomy, and just staring out. You can tell they're fatigued, and the voice from the other side of the door comes out very raspy and harsh. He just initially just says, "Go away."
Oh, that's the plague. We just have a couple questions.
Well, I don't know if I have a couple answers.
How do you know if we haven't even asked the questions?
'Cause I don't feel like answering questions right now.
All right. Well, if you want to just stand there, I'm going to ask them. We're looking for a Hutt. We heard that his bodyguards were down here talking to you a few days ago.
Give me... persuasion check.
Okay. All right. Don't fuck me, Gil.
Ooh.
Fuck. All right. There it is.
Somebody else proficient in insight, or actually perception. Proficient in perception. Give me a perception roll.
And one.
R2 is looking away from the guild hall.
Yeah.
So
Archie says, "Oh, that building over there's the guild hall." Points across the way.
Remy, you when Cade mentions Mika, you do notice that there's a little bit of a change in his eyes. It's all you can see, but there is a recognition in his eyes. But he's still being a little cranky, and he's just he I guess he kind of deflects, and he says, "Ain't no Hutt here," is all his reply is to Cade.
So upon noticing that, I'll say maybe a credit or two might change your mind.
He says, "Credits are no good these days. Haven't you looked around, seen what happened to the city? Everyone's just waiting in line to get a vaccine."
Would we know, does the vaccine, is it also a cure, or is it just preventative?
It would, I believe it's somewhat of a cure. Yeah, I would say a little bit of a both. Yeah.
How many doses do we have?
I'd say I think at least 10, but let me check. I think I got it.
Damn, that's way more than I thought.
It was like 3.
Yeah, that's what I was
I'm
expecting.
thinking it was.
You just make us roll a 1d12 or something.
10 doses of vaccine, as well as a hypodermic spray. And then, yeah, he said, so as I said, this is to be used for negotiations with the local population, but 2 doses need to be saved for Mika.
Okay. Smart. Nice.
So,
There you
that's
go.
what you have on that. So,
Well, credits are no good, but you look sick, friend. We have vaccine. You tell us what we want to know, you get a dose.
He definitely responds to that. You can tell even behind the door, and he slams the eye hole shut, and then you hear like click click unlatch, and then the door creaks open, and he doesn't stand there. He like as the door opens, he's standing behind it. And he just says, "Come in," kind of very tired and still annoyed. So you guys walk in, and he stays back. You enter into the guild hall. It's kind of dark and dusty, and once you do get in, though, the human closes the door behind you, and he says, "You have a deal. If you have a vaccine, I might have some information for you."
All right. Which one of us is carrying it?
I don't know.
Just assume we all have like 2.
That works. I'll get out one of mine. Say, first, the hut. I'll just like show it to him. But first, you got to tell us where the hut is, or what you've seen.
Says, well, I don't know where the Hutt is. If he's still alive, I'd imagine he would have tried to get off the planet. But there was a Nikto that one of his guards kept coming around and trying to get inside here and just trying to find out if he knew where Mika was. But that's all. I would check over at Skydove Freight offices. The Hutt, I think, was working out of there initially before everything went to hell and he disappeared.
So the Hutt never engaged with negotiations here?
Not here at the hall, no, but he did.
All right. When was the last time you saw this Nikto?
Oh, it's been a day or so, I'd say. He looked pretty worse than even myself, so we just kind of just turned him away.
Who was Mika negotiating with on behalf of the guild?
He says that he doesn't give anyone specifically. Says if you find that Hutt though, and he still is alive, you can tell him that the deal is still on. We do have the geodes if he has the credits. So you gather that there isn't necessarily a sole representative of the guild, but they're all aware of the business.
Right.
They did reach some kind of agreement.
All right. Well, we'll make sure to tell them. Anyone out there objecting to Mika's deal with the geode miners?
Are you in character asking this?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, I'm sure there could be, but honestly, we wouldn't really care. I think for the most part, most people see it as a win for the city. It's always good business together for both sides.
All right. Anyone else have any questions?
Nope.
No, I'm all good.
Someone's got a hitting their mic or something and booming. All right. So yeah, he says you guys give him the vaccine then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you hand over a vaccine, and he takes that, and there's not an immediate effect, but it seems like maybe there's a little bit of an initial placebo effect that it seems to pick him up a little bit, lift his spirits. And he says, again, thank you very much.
Well,
Again, check out Skydove Freight. That is a little bit north of here, a little bit northwest of here. You can find that. It might be a good place to check.
all right.
That's HK. Okay. So we'll go follow the lead.
Yo.
Let's do it.
All right, so you come out of the guild hall. The human miner, closes the door behind you somewhat abruptly, probably out of habit. But you guys step out. Yeah, head back. You head in front of City Hall, and from there you can head a little bit north to the west to find Skydove Freight. So you do head that way. Along the way, there is you do see a old Chevin waddling through the street, towing a small repulsor sled behind him. He's wheezing heavily. You can hear that almost far away, and his eyes are pretty crusty at the corners. Definitely seems like he's probably inflicted as well. His sled is stacked with bodies, pets, animals, sentients, which you can assume that the Chevin is, taking out to burial or something. Those that have fallen to the plague.
Any Hutt or red or green Nikto on it?
Give me a perception check. All right. Nope. From what you can tell, nothing that sticks out. Definitely nothing large enough, for a Hutt.
Yeah.
And then any of the other humanoid type, just a couple other, they're mostly humans.
Okay.
So he just kind of wanders by, and as you guys cross his path, he looks up at you and kind of gives a sorrowful nod and just goes along his way. Head off a little bit and eventually find yourself near Skydove Freight, a very nondescript building northwest side of town, marked with large company logo. You can see as you approach the main door looks to be forced open, and there's a large storefront window looks to be broken out.
Does it look like there's anyone inside?
Are you guys up at the building?
I
I think so. Yeah.
Approach it.
Carefully.
At initial glance, it doesn't look like it. You look in from outside, and it looks very ransacked. Anything portable looks to be taken away. There's things just broken all over the place from your initial view from outside. There's you can't make out what it is, but it looks like there's a painted decoration, or there's a marking on one wall. It's bright red. This kind of sticks out, but from where you are in your angle, you're not sure what that is.
All right.
It's open now, like broken open.
What's that?
You said the door was like pushed open now.
Yeah. Yep. It definitely looks. It was forced open.
The window's busted, right?
Yes.
I will draw my blaster and step in through the window. Try to get a better look at that red sign or red something on the wall.
Okay. So as you step up a little bit of a ledge, the broken glass crunching beneath your feet. You look around amidst, there's a couple lights in the whole place. So it's dimly lit, a little bit of the daylight shining in at your back. Give me a perception check. All right. So you can now make out some specifics here. You see broken data pads and data chips scattered about. In the back, you notice a dais set up, a very wide, clearly dais set up in the back area that you can assume probably is where Mika had hung out when he was working here. But that area was trashed as well. You notice a bundle of blankets atop the dais, bundled up there. Looks like someone was potentially sleeping there. And then looking along the one wall, you see now painted large letters painted in red by hand that you're able to make out the words "Fallen Warrior."
In Galactic Basic?
Yes.
Cool.
Fallen Warrior. And what's this? What's the collection of blankets? Can I tell from where I am?
You'd have to probably go up to them and look at them a little bit more. I mean, like from your vantage point, you just see like a pile of blankets, and yeah, I mean they're kind of arranged that somebody might have been sleeping there.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to go in and look at them further, but
I mean, mostly I'm curious as if it looks like there's a body underneath them.
okay. No, they're bundled up enough that that wouldn't be likely.
Anyone got a clue what this means?
So that
Fallen Warrior.
that the coast is clear now from looking in the window, so I'm gonna go ahead and push open the door and come on in.
All right.
Two will follow.
So you step in, and you see the same things. Just the broken stuff all over the place, the mess from whatever people kind of ransacking and taking anything that they could have gotten out of here. You notice the painting on the side, and then again the dais in the back with the blankets.
I'd like to look around the area for like blaster burns or marks, see if I can tell if there's any kind of fight or struggle in here, or somebody just like robbed the place.
Yeah, give me an investigation check. All right, so take your time going around. You can tell that you don't see any blaster burns or anything like that. But you see, from what you can tell, is this is people came in, ransacked, took stuff, but also that there might have been, a little bit of a struggle. Maybe people came in and, pushed. Somebody was here, and maybe they were pushing them out.
Looking at the paint on the wall, can we tell if it's fairly fresh? Is it faded a bit? Get any kind of like indication, I guess, how old or how long ago it might have occurred?
Yeah, it looks pretty fresh, but in the sense that it's a day or two. So it's clean enough that the natural elements or anything else haven't affected it yet, but so there's a slight hint of the paint fume to it still remaining.
Are there any intact data pads on the ground? I know you said there are some smashed ones, but R2 would be looking for that.
You can give me an investigation on that. What you initially see, most of them are broken around, but all right.
Two.
So, you look around and you're only coming up with broken items.
Gosh, I'm rolling so well.
I get them out now.
I guess.
Well, what does that mean? It only gets worse from here.
Of course.
The writing's on the wall.
Ha! Oh, it's talking about us.
Oh,
Is
we're
this
gonna be fallen warriors.
This is a time travel campaign.
Ah, I see. Okay, cool.
Is there just one room here, or are there other places?
It's mostly just the one open room. It's kind of like a large office, very large office, like with the area in the back for where Mika likely was conducting his business.
Yeah. Okay.
Damn. Still confused about Fallen Warrior. I mean, no offense to Mika, I don't really know him, but I don't know what that has to do with him. Seems more like a businessman than a warrior. Yeah.
Way into this freight company, did we notice if there's any other businesses or neighboring buildings around the area?
I mean, it's a pretty dense city, pretty dense. So, yeah, there's definitely other buildings and whatnot around the area.
So I would mention to the group after we're done looking around here, maybe we should ask one of the neighboring buildings if they heard or saw anything that would explain this.
Did we say if there was a back door at all?
There probably is a door that would probably go out somewhere out back.
Is there any debris or anything that would encourage it to look like someone went out the back?
No, it looks like it's not used.
Was there anyone else outside the shop that kind of seemed to be lingering?
No, it was a few blocks back where you ran into the Chevin, and the streets are pretty quiet. As you guys have made your travels between site to site, houses are either burnt down or boarded up, or it's a pretty dim situation here. People are either in the relief area getting vaccines if they can, or they're just locking themselves in to try and avoid the plague if they by chance haven't gotten it yet.
You're saying no one's having a nice time here out in town.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No one's just going out
Man.
for a stroll. So,
this is too real.
right?
I know.
I'm suddenly really sad.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Is anyone
Johnny,
even
oh
walking
my-
their dog? You know, like within a couple hundred feet of their residence?
They are not.
They're space dogs.
Wow.
Apparently, even dogs and apparently the pets can get the virus here too. So
Where's
There
my
was.
essential workers at?
What's that?
Where's my
Where are the
essential workers
essential-
at?
Oh, yeah.
Let's not go there.
yeah,
Hmm.
I mean,
Okay.
is there not people out serving food or anything though?
I mean,
There's no bazaars open or anything.
No DoorDash.
I mean, there could be some establishments in the area that yes are still open and whatnot. That's just
Basically, anyone I can find out that may have seen what came by and did this, or
right. There's outside of this building. There's not really anyone that's. If you guys are, right there at the front of the building, there's nothing that you notice. I guess is anyone outside? I think I'd say Remy and Dab, you guys haven't gone in, right?
Yeah, like I say, I'm outside keeping a lookout for everybody.
Okay. So I will say that you guys hear, you do hear the sound of some speeders, kind of like a swoop bike off in the distance. And you look down the street towards the direction of that, and at first in the distance you just see a group of these swoop riders, and as they get a little bit closer you're able to distinguish that there's 5 individuals, 5 humans on these, and they look typical biker gang, looking pretty rough. They look like they're tattooed up, face all tattoos kind of whatnot, and as the chorus of the throaty, deep-pitched whines of the swoop gang comes by, they fly down the street, almost kicking up a little bit of dust, and just they're laughing and being obnoxious, whatnot. And as they get past you, one of them takes a swig from a bottle he's drinking, and then he throws it over his shoulder, and it smashes near your feet, and then they take off in the distance, going a little bit north, but mostly to the east.
they, excuse me, when they drove by, did they look like they were kind of gawking at us as we were, a group of people out walking around where typically it's not?
No, they seemed pretty much in their own element. Just a bunch of hooligans, just kind of driving down the street, just maybe causing some ruckus. There definitely wasn't any feeling or sense that they were like, who are you? They just didn't pay you any mind. So they headed off into the east. Dab and Remy, if you want to give me perception check, and if you have an advantage with smell, you can do that from any species traits. All right, so Dab, you get the strong whiff of beer, of an alcoholic drink. Once that bottle, there, the little remnants that might have been at the bottom of that bottle as it broke at your feet. So that gentleman at least was definitely, drinking something.
Drinking and driving. Not very responsible.
not at all.
Says you two.
Hey, it wasn't my fault.
I physically cannot drink.
Physically or legally?
Eh,
I'm pretty sure. I mean,
Yeah, I think he's talking in game, right?
yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
I was like, I don't think R2 can drink.
I mean,
Man,
yeah.
the laws are really strict on this planet, huh?
Laws. We don't serve their kind.
I was gonna say.
Pretty much.
So, as the a few moments pass, once the swoop riders fly off and the bottle hits your feet, and Remy and Dab, a figure catches your eye from across the street from an alley. He just kind of in this shadowy area of the alley, and he comes out. This rough voice says, "Spice, I got spice. Have some spice."
You don't want to sell me spice.
Oh gosh.
I don't want to sell you spice.
No, wait. I wasn't aiming at the wrong place.
He waddles over across the street, and he's got a coat on, and you can tell he's a rough-looking scoundrel type, and he just says, "Yeah, you guys looking for some spice?"
The droid said to like back up. I'm like, oh no.
Wait. Is he close enough that the people inside the building can?
Oh, that is good.
You guys could hear him. You can hear somebody. You would have heard like the swoop bikes go by at least, and then if you've kind of come back towards the front. Cade, I don't think you've really wandered too far into the building. You would definitely hear this guy kind of yelling, especially as he's got up close. But he's definitely focused on Dab and Remy.
I call over to him and I tell him, I ask him how much for a spice.
He says, "This is the good medicinal stuff."
So 5 credits?
No. I've sold some for 500 credits.
Okay. Is this? I ask him if it's gonna get us just wasted. Is it gonna heal us? I mean, what is it gonna do? It's medicinal.
He give me, Remy, if you're paying attention. You and Dab, give me a perception check.
Oh god.
Man, Remy, just
Noise.
not paying attention.
That is
Serious,
rough.
Oh god.
Do you have advantage, Dab?
I can give myself guidance, but no, not advantage.
Okay. So, he seems to shift a little bit as he replies. He says, "Oh yes, of course. Medicinal spice cure you right up."
I lean over to Remy. I'm like, should we just leave this guy alone, or what do you think?
Remy kind of leans forward and asks, "Do you have anything else that might be of value?"
No, just the spice.
I'll pop my head around the corner. Hey, friend, you see what happened to this building?
He just kind of he looks like he like observes it, and he says, "No, don't hang around these parts too much. Just kind of go where I can sell some spice. The one fellow that was hanging out here for a while, he wasn't buying any, so I just went on my way."
So the one fellow. Tell us about this one fellow.
Yeah, one of those weird Nictos. Kept coming and going, but I haven't seen him in a day or two.
All right. Did you see the last time he left? Did you see which way he went?
No, I didn't see specifically.
Is he lying? Or is he on his own supply?
Give me an insight check
Okay. Come on. Nailed it.
Oh.
and I guess a perception check as well. All right.
That's
Thank
better.
God.
So,
That's so much better.
you know, you feel like he's truthful in what he says, and he looks, you know, as straight-laced as you can be. He's just, he's a seller,
He's a businessman.
a businessman. Yeah, you know, he's definitely scoundrel, skeezy looking, but yeah, he's not partaken in what he has to offer.
This Nikto, was he a red or green skin?
Which one? Which specifically one matters? Is that in the data disk info?
I
Both
mean,
colors.
yeah, Mika. It says that Mika was just had red and green Nikto bodyguards.
Okay, so one or the other. Okay.
One or the other.
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh,
know.
yep. Okay. Actually, let me see. I mean, yes. The answer will be yes. Let's just see if there's.
The difference between the two.
Yeah, I don't think there was, and I don't think it says. No. Doesn't look like it specifies. So yeah, he the scoundrel just looks at you and just nods and says yes. The one he saw fit that description.
All right. And did we find out that the paint was recent?
You'd say you know, 1 to 3 days maybe. It was
Okay.
yeah, it's clean. You know, there's the slightest hint of the paint smell still to it. So
Okay.
yeah, whatever the elements and time haven't gotten to it yet, but
All right. Well, thanks for your help. I don't touch the stuff myself, but anyone want some spice?
I
Looking
look at
back at
Kate. I look at Kate and I say, you know, spice can help really numb the pain when we've, you know, been in some traumatic incidents. So I know we haven't talked about it yet, but that guy you murdered, you know, if you want some drugs, I'll buy them. This was on me, buddy.
Sorry, Zach's got to get the laughter out before Kate responds.
you see the scoundrel kind of get excited that he might make a deal.
I'm serious. I will buy you drugs right now.
Kate just like lets out like a single cough. I'm good.
All right, no problem. Sorry, my friend. We appreciate it, but maybe on our way out of the city.
Yeah, that's well, I understand. He says if the liquid is more your vice, you can head to the Fallen Warrior. It's a good few blocks towards the east.
I'm sorry. Is that the name of a bar?
Oh yeah, you don't know about the Fallen Warrior?
Of course we do. Yeah. Sorry, just slipped my mind for a second.
Yeah, most
Remind
of
me about the Fallen Warrior.
Thank you for that softball, Todd. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
well, yeah.
we would have gotten there eventually.
Layup.
Nope.
He says, yeah, it's you know, one of the few cantinas still operating here on the north side of the city, but it's mostly the gathering point for non-humans. here in the city. Most of the humans here feel that the non-humans are kind of what brought the plague, so they that's probably what happened here. And
God damn it.
points his hand around to the towards the building that you're at. It says, humans probably ran them out.
It's a plague and there's racism? God.
And there's murder hornets.
And there's murder
Coming
hornets.
soon.
Oh no.
God. This is too real.
Is there a local election happening this year in this city?
I don't know yet.
He already mentioned on the way in that there was a rioter being taken away, so you know.
Oh man.
True.
Damn it.
Kind of forgot about that.
I plan to escape, guys.
Yeah,
So
fuck me,
he
let's fuck out of here.
he he kind of says that, and then he realizes, he says that, all right, there's not going to be any business for him, and he just kind of sinks back into the shadows and disappears.
Well, that was illuminating.
Come on, kid. Let's go get you some drinks.
You know,
It's good for the body and soul. Come on.
it's definitely not good for the body, and I think you know that.
We head to the fallen warrior.
Yeah, let's go to the.
Yeah.
Seems like a clue.
We're humming our way. We're humming all the way over.
All right, so you guys head down the street in an easterly direction, heading towards what's you've been told is a cantina by the name of Fallen Warrior, the same name that you've seen this handwritten sign inside the Skydove freight. Along the way, you do come across a family picking through burned remains of their house, and they look pretty rough. They look like they're plague-stricken as well. They have the same crusted eyes and whatnot. They're looking around. There's no other people in sight, neighbors or anything like that. But they see you come by, and they kind of, you guys, your appearance and whatnot. Not that it's inviting, but it seems that you might be able to help because you're not disheveled and all infected by the plague. So the father of the group steps forward and says, "My friends, please, do you know of any vaccines? We've tried to go down to the emergency relief, but they just turned us away. We cannot get access to the vaccines."
Why not? Is it not your turn, or are they just withholding it?
Well, yes, they just haven't. We don't have tags. They just won't hand out the tags. They're trying to be organized about it, but of course, it's just dehumanizing us. We just haven't been able to get in and get them.
How many are in your family that need?
Well, unfortunately, all of us, we've all been stricken, and there is a father, a wife, and three children.
You had to make it 3, didn't you?
That is a lot.
Well, we can ask him about if he knows about the Hutt, the Niktos. See what he says. Yeah.
Ed, you want to ask the dad if he likes to drink?
I think they said it was a place for non-humans, right?
That's where they mostly hang out. There are some humans that go
Okay.
there, but yeah, generally the non-humans tend to go that way. So, but the father just kind of keeps on. He just says, you know, if I wouldn't expect you to have vaccines, but if you could get us tags, if you could somehow get my family tags, and we could go back and get the relief we need. As you see, our home has been destroyed. We need food and water and medicine, and we just can't get it unless we have the tag.
We kill people and take the tags.
Tell more about these tags. Who hands them out? Where are they handed out? We're not familiar with the tag system.
It says the corporate sector authority. They're down in the southern district. Set up a relief encampment on an old sports field. But so many people are there. There's refugees there. There's people like us who have been put out from their home. They claim to have an organized system of handing this out, but it just takes so long, and it's just very difficult to get the relief we need.
Ain't that just the way?
Tell us what happened to your house. It looks like it was burned down. Did something happen? An accident, or did somebody do this?
Well, someone. We think that someone either found out that we were stricken by the plague, or just claimed that we had the plague, and so neighbors set it alight.
Sounds like a nice side quest for people who want to do something nice.
Yeah. What's your name, sir?
He says, my name is Jacko.
All right. All right, Jacko. Todd, can you spell that for me?
Yeah. Says Jacko Tosh.
All right. We'll see what we can do. We haven't been down that way yet, but if we can get some tags, we'll get you some tags.
He just immediately, him and then his family, they look extremely pleased and thankful. He just says, that would be so excellent. We've only recently returned to our home, so we still have work here to do, but time is still running out, so we do appreciate anything you can do.
Now, you said you don't have any food? I thought I had rations, but apparently I don't, so that's going to be kind of a bummer of a question.
Huh.
I've got rations.
Says, unfortunately, most of what we had in our home has been lost.
Yeah, our two is gonna draw 5 field rations for him, or hand them out rather.
Okay.
As he does not need them.
It's like,
Why
did you even have those?
He picks up a can of WD-40 and he's just like, thanks.
He's a pack rat.
So we don't need any further accelerants.
You see everyone else being
Got
like,
any Pepto-Bismol in there, buddy?
Archie says,
see everyone
"What
else.
can I say? I'm a little bit of a collector."
Nice.
And HK says, "Hoarder." I can't cough. I don't know why I did that.
Also, did HK? Well, most of you guys can speak binary, right?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to the family, though, they would have heard beep 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 beep, and then
Yeah.
HK saying hoarder.
He's a hoarder. Yeah.
Thank you, miniature vending machine.
They fight all the time, but the food is yours to take.
Again, they're just very thankful and appreciative, and say thank you so much. This will certainly help.
Yeah.
Before we leave, I'm gonna ask him. Do you know much about this local hangout? Drawing a blank now. Warrior
Drunken goat.
something.
Nope.
Fallen
Fallen
warrior.
warrior.
Fallen warrior.
Close though.
Almost
He
there.
says,
The COVID-19.
says no. I don't tend to patron establishments like that. Somewhat of a rough crowd, but it's another couple blocks on the way. You're not too far from it, so.
You got any defenses out here?
Says no. We haven't ever really had the need for it.
Damn it.
Hmm.
Can you handle a weapon?
He says, yeah, I've gone out on hunts a few times.
I will pull out one of my blaster pistols and a power cell. Same concept. Don't point it at anything you don't want to kill.
You guys had a bunch of loot from the Bomu crew.
Oh, that is true.
I saw that earlier in the session notes. And I was like, ah, crap. Did we just have what we did with that?
I would love to not give away my blaster.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
get one of those,
So-
get one of those carbines. We say we're carrying them around.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Okay. So we'll say I give one of the carbines, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I assume that in that list we have some power cells as well from those guys.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just hand wave that anyway,
Yeah.
so.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, concept's the same. Just like hunting, don't point the barrel at anything you don't want to kill.
Certainly, yes. Thank you so much. Hopefully fend off anybody else that's tries to come around here, but
That's gonna make Cade feel better about not just giving them the vaccine.
Yeah.
And murdering someone.
Now they can kill someone for it. Yay.
Yay! If you see anyone with a vaccine, make sure to point that at them.
I'm giving the father of 3 the benefit of the doubt.
so they thank you profusely, and they say again, if you're able to grab those tags, we appreciate it, but you've done plenty as it is anyway, so thank you. And then they kind of go back to sifting through the rubble of their home.
All right, let's onward to the fallen warrior.
To the fallen warrior.
To the
Alrighty.
fallen warrior.
So you guys continue on the way down the street towards the aforementioned cantina, north side of the city here, and the front of it's rather unassuming. It's little more than just a door with the bar's name carved above, and there's a wide shuttered window. To the one side of the door, there's a sign that says, small sign says, "No droids." Outside the bar,
Damn it.
outside the bar are a number of heavy swoop bikes
Oh, is it a biker gang?
that are here as well.
They're gonna be playing pool inside.
You can count. There's at least 5 of them there. So yeah, are you guys going in?
Before I go in, is it like a standalone building? So like there's nothing attached to it, like on the sides or back?
Yeah. Yep. Pretty much just on its own.
Okay. Before we go in, just want to take kind of I'm not sure how big it is, but kind of as a quick walk around, kind of just be able to look at the back to see if I notice any other entrances or exits to this place.
This is the main one, and then there's what you would expect to be more of a service door at the back. It's not easily accessed. There's like, I don't know, kind of a fence, or not a fence, but yeah, it's accessible, but definitely service door type access.
This is at least a secondary
Yeah.
egress point. Okay, cool.
Did we
Yeah,
ever take a long rest from our last fight?
Yeah, I have
yeah,
a
you
couple
should.
hit points.
No, you should. No, that was from the crash of the ship, so you haven't since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short rest then?
You did long rest
Why do I have
when you're on
hit
the
dice?
starship.
Oh, because we took a lot of damage from that crash, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, you guys didn't. You might have used hit dice after.
After the fight, probably.
I'm trying to think.
But that
Oh,
was
you took.
When they boarded our ship, that was the only place other than that.
Yeah,
where we
but
took
Cade, you should have got
Yeah.
those back because
Okay.
you long rested.
Okay.
yeah.
HK
Must,
is missing
I
like
just
8.
didn't mark it.
I thought you had long
That's my
rested
bad.
after that, so.
I think so.
Cool.
I believe so.
Just
Also-
good for you.
I always forget this, but basically anyone that's within 5 feet of me always has 2 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Nice.
So this is a biker gang. There's bikes outside.
So, Dab, you and Remy, you immediately notice these swoop bikes. There's, 5 or 6 of them here. And just immediately your mind goes to that group that flew past you earlier when you're outside of the freight company and threw the bottle at you.
Are we gonna have to
Or
put on white
towards
shoes and get
you.
on the bar and dance to the song
Little
Tequila?
Pee-wee?
That's right.
Yeah, so R2 at first doesn't realize the sign and tries to go in, and then
No.
pulls him
We'll
back.
stop.
You're not going to let the big, heavy, angry bartender yell at you about coming in? All right, so
I don't think R2 would. No.
Can we put a disguise on R2, like a little coat?
Trash can or something.
Well, the trash can.
I mean, like, HK could probably get away with it, but even
Yeah, I
then,
was gonna say, anyway.
does anybody have disguise kit or anything like that?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Do you guys have?
I can make the droids invisible.
Oh, well, I
That's
mean,
not a bad idea.
if you want to do that.
How long?
Yeah. I think it's an hour with concentration.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you can.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Well,
as much as
is it
R2
visible?
isn't happy about it, they'll probably be fine.
Is invisible strictly a visual
Yeah.
mask? 'Cause I'm trying to think, like, the bars and Mos Eisley and stuff have those little droid sensor things that you have to walk through. Do we know the little droid sensor
Yeah,
on the
Yeah,
doorway?
yeah, that's right.
that's true. Also, I'd imagine that the droids aren't
Yeah.
the most, noiseless things.
Yeah, I'll have to twin cast, but that's fine. I can make you both invisible, and that way you're in there.
That's up to
I
you.
mean,
Yeah,
That's
I'm fine
fine.
with it.
how
If
big
the
is
fight
this
breaks
building?
out, I'd rather have you not, 60 feet away.
Yeah, that's fair.
Before
Well-
Dad casts that, I guess hearing his plan,
The range on explosion is 120 feet, so
Not wrong.
True. Do we just want to stick like a limb in there, see if anything goes off?
just check for sensors before we try to sneak in unsuccessfully.
Yeah. I think that'd be a smart idea.
All right, so you guys peek in, and this place looks pretty rustic. You don't notice any type of like a droid sensor or thing like that would put you off. The droids at least. So if you do want to go invisible, you think that would probably work out.
Sick.
Yeah, 1 hour.
Okay.
Neat.
All right. Cool. Yeah. R2 is happy about being able to go in.
All right, so
as
Dab
a
does
turn.
his thing,
Cool.
and R2 and HK disappear from your view. And you guys going in?
Yep.
Alright, so you enter in, and beyond the door is a smoky common room. The air reeks of sweat, spice, and blood. Interspersed among several cloaked humans are a few non-humans, a drunk Ithorian sprawled in the corner, a pair of Bothans engaged in low conversation, and a couple of small, unrecognizable aliens playing a holographic dice game at the bar. The bartender, a heavy-set woman with white hair, grunts at you to close the door behind you. You also see a Nikto, one of the mountain breed, at a bench alongside one wall. His eyes and mouth are crusted and white at the corners, and he seems unconscious. A group of humans with ornate tattoos on their faces and arms take advantage of him, of the unconscious Nikto, making him the target of a game. Each pushes a half-filled mug of ale down the table at him, trying to get as close as possible to the edge without dumping it into his lap. Excuse me. 4 mugs are already at his end of the table, and the largest of the tattooed humans bounces his mug off the 2 others to come precariously close to the edge. So they're kind of playing like shuffleboard with beer mugs.
Oh no.
Dab and Remy, you definitely recognize. You recognize, since I already said it, you recognize, at least a couple of these gentlemen that look like the ones that flew past you on the swoop bikes earlier.
But not Jacko Tosh.
No, Jocko is, he was the father that you talked to.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I meant the guy who was selling drugs. Not him, right?
No, nope, he's not here.
Damn.
Is that
Should have bought some drugs to barter with these ruffians with. Huh?
Does that Nikto perchance have red or green skin?
Yes.
Both.
Good.
Let's go with red.
He's like a goddamn Christmas tree.
No.
If a Christmas tree had plague crusties all over it.
Why don't we just walk up to the Nikto and pretend we're his friend and see if they'll stop bothering him?
That was my plan as well.
Uh-huh.
What?
And see how that
Go
plays.
for it. Go
You
for
can
it.
come up with the same plan. No, you go.
Go for it, Kate.
No, you do it.
I'm gonna walk to the other side of where those guys are and sit up at the bar while they do this.
Okay. So you head up,
Let's
take a
do it
seat.
together, Kate.
So
Yeah, that'll work.
Kate and Dab are heading over. Droids, what are you guys doing? Just kind of.
That is a great question.
Okay, where is open space? Because I will kind of lean on the wall near the open space, near the droids.
Oh, there you go. That's a good idea.
Is there
Yeah.
is there stairs? Because that could be a problem for R2. Not a big one,
Well,
but an astromech going downstairs isn't super quiet.
little.
Stairs and loud noise.
R2 booster jets?
This is just kind of a rough representation, not necessarily super accurate of what you're going to find here, but more of the main area of this map will be where you guys come in. So yeah, you've got some tables, the main bar, and then up to the upper left is where you see the swoop gang and the Nikto. Oh, he is reddish, yeah.
Hmm.
So.
Yeah, the droids will follow Remy's lead, so to speak.
Remy, what did you say you were doing something specifically?
Just wherever. Yeah, I was just gonna lean against the wall wherever there was space to try to occupy that area, so the droids could be hidden and not anyone bump into them.
Okay. That's fine. So, I mean, if you want to go all the way across the bar, something over like in this area, kind of open.
Droid sensor right there.
So, all right. And then Dab and Cade, you guys are heading over to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I whispered to R2 before he scuttles away to get his big boom.
Archie will very silently beep.
R2, you've got a high intelligence, I believe, right? You know
Yeah.
that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys head towards the table, and you just hear the human bikers just kind of hooting and hollering, and the Nikto, he's like kind of almost in and out of unconsciousness. He's either drunk or, he's dealing with the plague, obviously. And they're just hollering, and as you guys walk up, another mug slides down the table, and hits the collection of mugs, and one of them goes over the edge and just dumps half full of beer into the lap of the Nikto.
Would I be able to subtly enough just force push it a little bit so that it doesn't dump into his lap?
Yeah. So give me.
This isn't gonna go well.
You're gonna smash the mug and kill one of the guys.
You're a master of
feel like-
subtleties, Cade.
I mean,
I feel
you
like
have the
this is
ability to
what
do
we're
it
doing.
because it's that's fine.
Part of the force push pull power.
Yeah, that's fine.
You either find So
Yeah.
I just want to alter its trajectory ever so slightly so it dumps like on the table and off like.
Yeah,
Not-
so
not onto his,
the mug slides down the table, hits ones, and you notice the one about to fall on the Nikto, and then you pull it just enough so it hits the ground and shatters on the ground. And a few people around the bar that are conscious, they kind of look over, but then immediately just go back to what they're doing. It seems like it's not a big deal that something like this would go down or would happen. But the gentleman here in this seat, immediately, he just looks down because his boots are now covered in the beer. And he gets up and turns around, just kind of confused at what happened.
Do they look like they're suffering from the plague?
So as you guys get closer to them, the tattoos change. Not that they actually change, but what they are changes. They're not tattoos at all. You see that it's actually like almost like their veins are just bulged out and they're super dark. So there's definitely something. They don't exhibit the same attributes that's the others that you've seen that have the plague, the eyes and the crustiness of that. This is something seems very different, but there's definitely something going on with them.
Hey, thanks for taking care of our friend there. We'll just take him and make sure he sobers up okay.
And they just the one that just got spilt on his feet, he just says he's not going anywhere. Piss off.
That's not very neighborly, is it, Dab?
Oh boy. No, it's not. Why? What interest do you have in this Nikto?
He's here having fun with us. We're just playing a little game. What interest do you have?
Let me ask you. He's wanted on another planet for murder. We're supposed to take him in.
Bounty hunters, huh? And
That's right.
He slides out from the booth. Gentlemen behind this gentleman here and this gentleman, they all do that classic stand up of the tough guys, stepping up to you guys and says, "We're not too big of fans of bounty hunters."
Well, that's fine. But what about people carrying vaccines for the plague?
He just rolls his eyes. He says, "That stuff's no good here."
Are they the only ones in the bar aside from the bartender?
No,
So there was a Bothan passed out in the corner.
there's nope. There's an Ithorian. Ithorian is
Right.
passed out. There are two Bothans. hanging out, and there's a couple of nondescript short aliens. Couple baby Yodas are at the bar hanging out and
Yo.
playing a dice game. So yeah, there's definitely other people in the bar right now.
Can I mind trick this guy into not being such a tool?
You can try.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and wisdom saving throw he gives me DC 16.
Nice.
All right, 1 second.
And if he fails, I'll burn a lucky to make him re-roll it.
Or if he succeeds, you mean?
It's wisdom.
Yeah. I'm sure he's the wisest one, right?
The one that looks different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a plus 12 to wisdom saves.
He went he got his master's degree. He didn't
Yeah.
it didn't work out for him.
All right, that's gonna be a fail.
Nice.
Neat. So now the target has disadvantage on perception and intelligence checks. I don't think that's really going to help us, is it? Now that I say that out loud.
The name Mind Trick really gets you. You think it's gonna be Obi-Wan Kenobi waving
There's
his
some.
hand.
Isn't there another one that does more like effects? Well, like allows you to have like perception or charismatic checks.
Yeah, I've got affect mind.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
Do that one.
Why does that not work? You son of a bitch. There we go.
Can we just say that that's the wisdom saving throw for that?
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead and lie to him, Cade.
Well, like my Toydarian friend here said, we just need to take him in. Now, I respect that you've got a little bit of a game going on right there. There's a passed out Ithorian in the corner that would make just as good of a target. So why don't you let us take him, and we'll go our separate ways, and you don't have to deal with us bounty hunters anymore.
Says, give me, I guess, your choice, depending on how you're doing it, persuasion or intimidation.
They are the same.
Can I give him guidance?
You can.
But I have advantage already.
That's
Nice.
true. That's true.
But also
So what's
the
advantage plus 4?
plus D4. Yeah, I'll take it. All right. And then noise.
See?
So that's 22.
All right. Well, that was needed. He did pretty well on his end of the things. So he stands up, and as he gets up, he stands up and kind of gets closer to you, and he just says, "I suppose you make a good argument. Maybe we just will head over to that Ithorian. But
Poor fucking guy.
we're going to keep the Nikto with us as well."
Now, hold on. That's not it's not gonna work for us.
How much is he worth to you? Name your price.
We're gonna
This-
run out of
this
money
isn't
soon.
this isn't about the money. And at this point, he reaches to his side and
What
pulls
was
out
that,
vibro knife. So let's get some initiative going.
All right, there.
You really wanted this fight, didn't you, Todd? Well, we're happy to give it to you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say no to rolling more dice.
Oh, it's always fun though to see how far Cade can
I'm just
go
trying
without
to
initiate any violence.
I'm just hoping to fulfill Rick's desires later. So
Sorry, Todd, I didn't select my token.
it's
That's
all right.
on
I'll
me.
get you.
Cade,
I
get
was-
before
I was-
you have enough and attack him.
I always bitch about my players not doing that, and then I turn around and not do it. Don't point at me. Sorry, I'm talking to my wife, who's one of my players.
Are you a bully in that game also, like Kate is in this game?
I'm the DM of a Curse of Strahd game, so yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the answer's yeah.
Nice.
Alrighty, let me get these guys.
My initiative, right?
Can your wife hear us, Kate?
No, she cannot. I mean, I think some of
Oh,
my friends are
man.
watching on the Twitch stream.
Nice.
Remy, did you roll?
Yeah. I did not.
Okay. Yep. So you're not on there yet. So
I lost my page.
Comes in like we talked about.
Terrible time to multitask.
there you go.
Nice. I am on
I
there at
didn't select
0
my
again.
tokens, so you're going to have to auto do it. Thank you.
Did you not? Did you change yours, Kate, or not?
No,
Oh,
I
you
mean, I
can
didn't
you can
mean
change
to.
it.
Oh, I
yourself.
can change it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I,
I
was
am
waiting for.
very
so that's all.
smart. There we go.
All right. So, Remy, you can hear decently well this confrontation, if you will. You see the gentleman stand up, kind of get in their face, and the other ones stand up. And yeah, so then the one main guy, he pulls out a weapon and gets up in Kate's face.
Oh, buddy.
Alright, so the droids don't get to move until like last.
Mhm.
Um,
R2 rolled real well. Telling you, I'm just having a day here.
It'll be fine. When you cast Explosion, you don't have to do the rolling.
Ah, that is
True.
true. I like that it's a when.
Yeah, I mean, this
Or
cantina
make that
probably
initiative.
it probably needs new upholstery on the seats anyway. So
so they're all standing up, but only the guy closest to Cade is the one that's got the weapon out right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, the other ones, they're,
They're not innocent bystanders
yeah,
here.
that's for sure. Bottles.
Kind of could be a Denny's too. Alright, I'm gonna move then around from this corner. Or roughly like that area. Just get a better angle and go ahead and use my light bow to hit the first guy here. The one closest to Kate.
All right. As you guys, as it looks like this is about to go down. Anyone else in the bar, if they're not already passed out, they duck and take cover. But-
smart.
so yeah, go ahead, Remy.
Safe.
This guy right here, right?
No, the
The leader.
yeah, the one that was
Okay.
had the weapon up the Cade.
Yep. Fire away.
Oh god.
Ugh.
Rough. All right. So.
I get a second attack.
Unfortunately, those are both gonna miss.
Okay.
So Remy runs
Well,
out.
I'm gonna use my flurry of blows and spend a focus point to do or it's not flurry of blows. Called
Should get another shot, like with your light bow, right? I think
Yeah, where did
mentioned-
we? You remember where we?
Is it in your archetype rules?
Are you Path of the Ichani? Are you
no,
the
the Wills.
Ichani order? Or the
No,
Wills?
the Wills order. Yeah, I couldn't remember because we had a problem with that last time of whether it was like variables was melee stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it passed into. I thought
So
it did.
your first and second shot are your regular action and your extra attack, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it says when you take the attack action with a Will's weapon, you can make an additional as a bonus action, or spend. So you spend a focus point to make 2 attacks with it as a bonus action. So actually, no, you just get a third as your bonus action. You get a third attack with your light bow.
My regular bonus action without spending the point.
Right. If you
Right,
want to
gotcha.
spend a point, you can make 2 more attacks.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, I'll just do the regular
Okay.
bonus without spending the point for now. Then.
All right.
That's
The
what we
damage.
were-
The damage is
Holy cow.
different though.
Just garbage rolls.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think the damage is also a D4 on that.
Yeah, unless it's
Remembering the
unless it's
Will's
up
order,
based
right?
on your. I don't know if you've hit a D6 yet.
Monk dice? Yeah, I have.
Okay. So maybe Remy, maybe make an attack that is your, I don't know whatever you want to call it. Light bow, whatever. Flurry of light or whatever, what. And then you just change the damage. So it just
I mean, I
makes
could
it
just
easy.
use my chakram as the modifier. It's a 1d6 instead of the 2d for the light bow.
If it's got, does it have the same attack bonus though? You'd want to do the same attack bonus. So we can look at it later. So anyway,
Yeah.
unfortunately, you come around the corner and you just a couple of shots seem like they might hit him, but he's got some armor, enough armor to absorb the blow, and nothing happens. And now now he's really pissed as he sees a couple other people come in. So anything else?
Not for that turn, no.
All right, Cade.
All right. I will. Gonna draw my lightsabers. Turn them on. I will. So this guy's got the weapon on me, right?
Yeah, he is showing a weapon.
All right.
Simple vibro weapon, but he's got it out.
Sure. So I will go ahead and make my attacks. Right hand. Ugh. Oops. Offhand and then right hand again. Well, one of those hits.
All right, so your second one
Maybe.
does
All right.
some damage
Yeah.
there. All right, so as you get up in his face, you can just see like his veins are just disgusting and dark, and he's like in his eyes, he just looks some kind of something. And you go and you take a couple swings with your sabers, and he kind of ducks out of the way on one, and another one just glances off his armor that he does have. Finally, you do connect with one of your attacks and seem to cut into him a little bit, and he almost just like, it seems like it almost doesn't affect him. He just looks at you and he's like almost like, is that all you got? So the attack didn't seem like it affected him like it should have.
Rip. All right. Well, I think that's all I've got right now. So that'll be my turn.
All right, Dab.
You get
All
2
right.
temporary hit points.
Me?
Yep. You're
Thanks,
within
buddy.
5 feet of me.
If
Is
you
that
like
like,
go out of that, does it
No,
Does it go
that's
away?
always no. I mean, the only way temp hit points go away is if you take damage or if you take a long rest.
cool?
This Nycto is in like 4 squares. So just for tactical purposes, what square can we say he's at?
Let's put him there.
Perfect.
Works for me.
All right. So how How high are the ceilings?
Standard, whatever, 8-10 feet.
All right, so I will consular archetype tradition. I'm going to upheld by the force as my action. That's just going to give me resistance for 1 minute on all kinetic and energy damage. And then as a bonus action, I will cast Sanctuary on myself. And then I'm going to go right into the middle of all of them. And I'm going to goad all of them to hit me. And I'm done.
Ballsy.
No, Cannonball Z.
I see what you did there.
Do you are you using something to get them to attack you, or are you just trying to go in there and?
Yeah, I'm just gonna insult them all.
Okay. Give me intimidation check.
Nice. And does this provide Cade with flanking?
I don't utilize that rule.
No worries. No worries.
But you go in and
they
are very disappointed in the words that you would say upon their mothers.
Yeah. I also dropped the invisibility, but that's an obvious given.
Oh, okay. So R2 and HK, you are visible, but it's likely that given the situation, nobody's going to cause a fuss. So, all right. Yeah. So one of the first bikers, if you will, seeing Dab come in and yelling at you, he's feels like he's got an easy target, so he's going to come up to you again. As you see him dab as well, he just looks like there's something in his eyes. He's definitely kind of roiding out on something. He's tripping on something, and he's going to come in with a couple attacks with his vibro weapon.
Reaction, force shield, AC 20.
Okay, well that will miss.
Also, he's supposed to make a wisdom saving throw first because of Sanctuary to see if he changes target.
Okay.
But the miss, I guess if he's going to miss, it doesn't make a difference, right?
Yeah.
They all have to make wisdom saving throws first to see if they switch targets.
Does it say who the target has to be? Just somebody else, or
no?
Like friendly or?
No, they just, if there's no one else to attack, then they don't attack, I think. I might be wrong.
Okay, so on a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or power. So if it doesn't want to attack anybody within its vicinity, then it just doesn't do it.
Okay.
Yeah. But it does expend the attack action or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Well, hopefully next time he doesn't succeed and go after your Nycto friend. Otherwise, you guys are going to lose your lead.
Yikes.
That's his turn. Rix, you're up.
All right. So, since they haven't acted, a lot of them have not acted yet, I get advantage on anybody that has not taken an action. Yep, okay. So I'm going to draw both of my heavy blaster pistols, and I will go and shoot at this one here that's off to the side.
Okay. All right, that'll hit. Okay.
Going to use my bonus action for 2 weapon fighting.
All right, that'll hit. So your 2 shots go off. They do hit, and he looks like he takes that, but if you were kind of watching when Cade attacked, these guys they've got a fire in their eyes or something, and they're seems like they're shrugging off a little bit of the damage.
They don't seem completely immune to it though. It's just not as impactful as I would normally expect.
Right.
Okay. Oh, and then that will be the end of my turn.
Alrighty. You're scout, right? Scooperative. You got Ranger's Quarry or something?
Oh, yeah, I had to think about that.
Yeah, if you want-
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I guess I'll mark the big guy
Okay.
as quarry. Oh, jeez, on both those attacks I did, I should have done a sneak attack because I had advantage, correct?
Yeah, go ahead. You can still do that.
On one attack, though.
Yeah, well, is it just on the first one, not on the
think
bonus action one?
I think you can only do sneak attack once per.
Yeah, I think it's one per.
Ah, yeah,
Yep.
you're right. Yep,
So
yep, you're right.
you should have more
Just
than
add another-
more than one dice though, shouldn't you? At level 6.
Well, I'm only
Oh,
operative.
you're right. Never mind.
two.
You're right.
I'm a mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So
just a little operative.
probably counts as the same type of damage, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah, it's just energy.
Okay. All right. So that goes off, and the guy that you shot at, it's his turn. He looks around. He sees a few threats here. He is going to see if he can get a little bit of cover from the bar. But either way, he's going after Remy. He's going to run forward to you, Remy, and pull out his vibro weapon and take a couple attacks on you. Wow. How about a 15 to hit? I'm assuming that's going to miss. Yep.
I have a 17.
All right, so that's all he's got. So it's the kind of the gang leader's turn. Set a couple shots at him in the lightsaber, and he's pretty frustrated. He's going to look at you, Cade, and he is going to just take a couple attacks at you.
All right.
We have a nat 1, so put it on the counter, someone. Phoenix, if you're in the chat still, add us a nat 1 there. And then the next one, though, is a natural 18.
That'll hit.
Okay. So that's going to be... Uh, 16 points of damage from his axe.
All right. All right.
And that's his turn. We've got one more of them who is going to move around and go after you, Dab. What's the DC on that wisdom save? Now-
16.
Another nat 1. So that's 2 already. So he'll just he'll wave of confusion from your power will wash over him, and initially for right now he'll just he's not going to do anything. R2.
Okay. R2 is going to pop open one of his various compartments and shove out a blaster carbine and try and hit the one that that is by Remy, right there. There you go. That's a 12.
All right. The bar looks like might be a little bit in the way, so that's going to miss.
Okay, and then R2's going to Colto pack at Remy over there. Let's see.
At Remy,
Yeah.
he's good on health.
Yeah, I'm full.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kate
I
is the
heard-
one that took damage.
I would not
Okay,
say
cool.
no to it.
Cool. And then in that case, we're going to let me make sure I can either make it over there. Yeah, I gotta move 10 feet. So we'll go.
Lace the Colto pack with drugs. We're gonna get
Maybe
Cade
not.
lit.
I mean,
Okay,
I
there
guess
you go.
you guys were kind of being pretty friendly. These dudes could probably help with that.
That's fine. I guess
Nice.
Cool, and that is all for R2.
All right, 5 health to Cade. HK, actually, yeah, HK.
HK is going to help out here. HK is going to flex something, or his 2-weapon fighting here, yeehaw, and is going to use his pull out his light pistols, start lighting up the one in front of Remy. Make sure, yeah. Not
Damn.
all the rolls, I'm telling you.
Rough. First one goes
Yeah.
just wide. The second one glances off his armor. Just barely misses. Anything else for HK?
Nope, that's the action and
All
bonus
right.
actions, so we're all good.
Finally, the last guy in the corner. He is going to. He's going to come around here, climb over the tables and everything, and make that wisdom save. And that's going to fail. And
Aha!
so he's going to move down one and take a swing at Cade. Where are you at, Cade? Yep, those are both going to miss. So, top of the order, Remy.
Alright, I will throw my bow onto my back and reach down by my hip and pull out my chakram. And I will attack with that. Oh my god.
Oh man.
All right, this guy up in your
Come
face, switching weapons a little tough. And he just throws you off just enough on your first 2 attacks.
I'm gonna spend a focus point to use Flurry of Blows.
Come on.
All right, that will definitely hit.
There you go.
Thank
And
you.
both of those will definitely hit.
Todd, you get your dice bot curse out of here.
Right?
9.
And 6. Are your strikes enhanced? Is that at level 6?
Yes. So,
For monk, I believe.
overcome resistance and immune to unenhanced attacks and damage. So yeah, they count as enhanced. Yep. Or I'll link it.
I got it right here too as well. Overcoming resistances. Okay, 2. Now is that like how does that defined? Resistant to unenhanced attacks.
The stat block should say if it's just like resistance to energy and kinetic from unenhanced attacks. If it just
Okay.
says resistance to energy and kinetic, then
It
they're
doesn't apply.
resistant no matter what. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so then in that case, let's see. All right. So unfortunately, what do you got there? 15. So yeah. So you take a couple hits on this guy, and again, it seems like he's absorbing that that damage pretty well. So still took some damage, but just not what you would expect it to be. Anything else?
I used my bonus, so no.
All right, Cade.
All right. This seems like as good a time as any. I'm gonna go ahead and enter Way of the Acklay. So I can add half my strength to my attacks, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just lay into the first guy.
Alrighty.
Just 2 attacks.
That'll hit. That will not.
I'm gonna use Channel the Force Twin Strike. When I miss, I can immediately make another melee weapon attack against the same target.
Okay.
Please don't miss.
Oh!
Cool. No doubt.
No.
There you go.
Cool.
8.
Oh.
So, what a round.
Alrighty. Anything
You
else?
know what? I mean, just to... Nah, never mind. It's fine.
Dab.
That was terrible.
You're telling me.
I will careful cast a force repel. So it has
Alrighty.
to not hit Cade and the Nick. So all of these guys around me, DC 16, dex saving throw.
Got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Well, we're gonna have 2 saves and 2 fails.
The fails take 32, or unless there's resistance, and they're pushed back 5 feet. The saves take 16.
It's force damage, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Whoa, wait. Where is this going?
what? You're good.
Oh, you did
careful cast.
power.
Yeah.
Yep. Good. Thanks.
So the
And I look over at Cade and I'm like, this time.
Message received.
all right. So 16. And you said 32 on a fail?
Yeah.
Okay.
32 on a fail, push back 5 feet. And 16, not push back on a save.
All right. So this guy will go up against the bar. This guy will go up against the wall there. The other 2 saved. The 2 that push back, another healthy hit like that would probably take him down. So that was decently significant. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, can I... Actually, no, I'm good. I'm good right here.
All right. So the one right next to you, it's his turn. He just got blasted. Now he's very frustrated. Does he still make this wisdom save for the...
I'm not... No,
did
my
that drop?
attack drops Sanctuary, yeah.
Okay. So he's going to attack you. Couple attacks.
Force shield!
17 and an 18.
Both miss with my force
All right.
shield. 20.
Rix, you're up.
Where that can't be hit.
I brought that up in my other game, and everyone was like, "How the hell is that even possible?" And we were just going through everything. Like,
The bars!
Rix, you're up.
Right. I will. You said these 2 that got kind of force pushed. Looks like they got beat up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean they're they're not very bloodied, but that was definitely substantial. So.
Okay. Yeah, I will. Or actually, I forgot about this one over here by Remy. Can I go ahead and I'm gonna attack the one over here by Remy?
Okay.
I'm just using my normal pistol attacks.
That'll hit.
8.
All right.
So within 5 feet, I'll do the sneak attack on that as well.
Yep.
And then my offhand.
That'll hit. All right.
Now you're doing it.
And that will be it.
Alrighty. It is now that guy's turn next to Remy. And he is going to go for a grapple on you.
Of course.
Little does he know Remy's the best wrestler this side of the galaxy.
So Remy, you get to make either athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, I bet
All
that
right.
does.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. So he comes in, tries and grapples you, but you are able to. It seems like he had a decent technique coming in, but you're able to avoid that. So
The Wookiee wrestling champion of the world.
the all right, it's the main guy's turn. He is going to. He's gonna turn around and go after Dab, after your large repulse. And those are both gonna miss, man. And we got one more guy here who's going to come up and a couple attacks on Dab. All right, we've got a 21 and a nat 20.
Ooh.
Nice. I'm gonna burn a lucky to make the nat 20 go away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Unless you can hit another 20.
He has to re-roll that, you said?
Yes, sir.
A good old 2.
Ooh.
Turn that around.
All right, so first one though probably still hit. Where's your AC at?
20.
Okay, so yeah, first one was a 21.
I'll take it. It's been like, what, 8 attacks, and it's the first one that's going to connect?
Right.
And I have resistance.
13 kinetic damage.
So what's half of that?
6.
7?
6. Yeah.
I'll take it.
All right. R2.
All right. R2 is gonna do much of the same as he did last time. That being a Colto pack for Cade.
Bless you. Bless you, my droid friend.
And we're going to try and see if we can't get a shot off with the carbine blaster at this guy over here.
That'll hit.
19. Oh yeah.
Yep. Which one was that at?
The one over here.
Yep. Okay.
And that's all for R2.
All right. HK.
Alright, HK is going to light pistol twice again. Right.
There's another nat 1.
God.
We're at 3.
Another one. 2 of those were me. Oh.
All right. So, did you have 2? Because I think I had 2 as well. So then we'd be at 4.
Yeah, this is my second one.
Oh, you're right. You had something earlier. Anyway, the 17 will hit. Who are you shooting with that
Okay.
one? That guy.
This
Okay.
guy over here.
All right. Anything else? Any movement?
HK is gonna move up, and R2 will go over here.
Okay. So, guy across the bar from Rick's is going to come around to you, Rick's. Take a couple attacks.
Does he jump over the bar, or does he go past me?
I'll let you have a attack.
It's actually 2 attacks
Oh,
because maybe it's that. Nope, I got it wrong. It's this. When you make an opportunity attack, you can attack with both your weapons.
Alrighty. Well, one of them will hit. Alright.
And I will throw... I'm going to burn 2 force points to put a first level force empowered strike on that. So an additional 9 damage for a total of 19.
Alrighty. So he's looking pretty beaten right now. He's gonna run around though. You can tell that all of them, you know, as I said, they're definitely in a different mindset, and they come in, and he's gonna come up to you, Rix, take a couple attacks. Probably just one of them will hit with a natural 19, so it's going to be 7 points of damage to you. Actually, add 2 more to that. Alright, and that's his turn. Remy.
Alright, we're gonna lap him with the chakram a couple more times. Finally hit him. Get him.
Yes.
And I am going to, well, let me see how much damage.
Alright.
Does this kill him, or is he still going?
He's still standing. I mean, he's getting down there, but and again, you know, you're hitting him, and it just seems like he's kind of shaking off some of this damage.
I am going to burn another focus point and hit him with my stunning strike.
Con save. What's your DC on that? It's gonna be in your. Should when you get to it, edit that card and then throw the DC in there, or the formula. I forget how you count it. I think he's gonna fail. So don't worry. Yeah, he's gonna fail. So he is stunned till the end of your next turn. Alrighty. And stunned is basically can't do anything, I believe, right? Anything else, Remy?
And then alright, so that did not count as a bonus action, so I am going to use Step of the Wind to disengage away from him. Move back. HK.
All right. He's stunned, so if you did that for opportunity attack, he wouldn't have it anyway. So you don't have to.
I don't need to
Yeah, you wouldn't have to spend the point if that was your
Right,
purpose. So.
Yeah. I forgot. That makes sense.
Okay. So yeah. So don't take that one off. But so he is stunned. Do you have? Did you use your? So you still have your bonus action technically. He does have attack rolls against him are at advantage, by the way. So if you still have, I think, another attack technically.
Oh yeah, because I guess I was thinking that Stunning Strike was a bonus, but it wasn't. So, then I guess before having moved, I would have used another Flurry of Blows.
And if you want, roll them 2 more times, see if you crit. Because they would have been an advantage. Alright, so roll damage on the first 2. So you got 6. Alright, so he's looking pretty rough now. Cade, you're up.
Alright. How bad are these jokers looking?
So the one that this is stunned by Remy, he's very rough. The one over by Rix, equally rough. The one to the right of Dab is is getting down there. And then the other two, they're pretty decent. You know, they've definitely taken some hits, but they're still doing all right.
All right. Then I will. And the one in front of me, how's he looking, this guy?
He's still looking pretty decent.
Okay. I'm going to slide over here just because we're not getting anything from flanking, and I might as well be there to soak up some more attacks if I need to. But I'm going to still focus on this guy with my 3 attacks.
Okay.
I'm feeling pretty good, so I'm going to do 2 weapon mastery to do 2 bonus action attacks, but without my proficiency.
Okay. That's how you get the 2 attacks because you've, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's the when you engage in 2 weapon fighting, you can choose to forego your proficiency bonus. If you do so, you can make an additional.
Yep.
Fighting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're feeling good, feeling it. They all connect.
Yes.
So. What is that one energy?
The 1 energy is from my way of the
I was gonna
Accolade.
say, it's like.
I have
what
it.
the
I have
hell?
it set up as a global damage mod, so it's just in there as 1.
So I got 45 plus 4, 49. I'm seeing.
Yeah, looks right to me. 23, 33, 45. Yeah, 45 plus 4, 49.
Okay, so Cade sidesteps over, gets up into his face, and it's just a flurry of lightsaber attacks, and you definitely cut into him. He takes it, but you know, again, it still seems like he's just able to somehow he's shrugging this off. So he's in somewhat of a rage.
Yeah,
he seems to be
that's
shrugging
kinda
this
what-
off. Anything else, Cade?
Interesting.
I mean, I get my 2 temporary hit points, and so does Dab when he starts his turn.
Alrighty,
And then
Dab.
that's it.
Dab, you're up.
How are these jokers around me looking?
So the guy to your south, I mean, he's still doing all right. The guy to your right is, to the right of your token is the worst of the 3, I guess. But he's probably got, you know, maybe a couple hits.
On my party, Cade's the lowest on HP.
I'm actually at 49 out of 52 now.
Rick's is, Rick's is probably now worst off, but he's not too bad.
40. Not bad.
All right, I will. The one you said that, then the one that looks worse than the other 3, I will use my saber. I'll just make a saber attack.
That will hit.
14. Yeah.
Yep.
And then 13, and then it also does. This was the one that you gave me last time. It's a blast saber.
Was this the mod you bought?
Yeah, the mod.
Okay.
I think it does extra.
Did you put
lightning
that in
damage?
there, or do we got to look this up?
No, you know what? I'm not gonna slow down the game.
That's all right.
I'll make it a lightning charge, the at will, so that it does 5 feet extra damage to the main guy.
Okay. Lightning. Okay, you're doing the lightning charge at will, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The energy damage still applies. It's not. It doesn't change type, but he gets. The main guy gets 5 lightning damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
The main guy takes 5 lightning. The guy I was aiming at takes 13 energy.
Does he get any additional lightning or not?
No.
Okay.
No, it jumps to the
Jumps. Yep. All right. So, you take a swipe at him.
Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. You were right. It's because we're already at level 6, right?
Yeah, I thought sometimes.
1d8. Extra 1d8. Okay, so 1d8 plus my force casting, which is 5. Sorry about that, guys.
That's all right. No problem.
13 extra damage to so 26 damage to the first guy that I'm actually getting.
Is it extra energy, or does that lightning for the extra damage? The extra damage is probably lightning, isn't it?
And then an extra D8 on the main character.
Okay.
All right, so there we go. We got this worked out. 10 on the boss, 26 on this. And then
Oh, the
bonus
second guy
action-
was 10 total.
yeah, the boss.
So as you do this, what are you adding to the first 8? What's the total on the lightning damage? Because the second part is lightning, not energy. What's your mod that you're adding to your 8?
It says 1d8
Oh, never mind. You
plus
don't. The extra lightning to the first guy does not get your mod added to it. It just deals an extra
Cool.
1d8. Okay, so real quick, I just want to say that. So you take your swipe with your lightsaber, and again, it seems like he shakes off that energy attack from the blade. But then, as the lightning energy bursts out, it seems like that really takes hold, and that definitely goes through as you expected it to. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on myself,
Okay.
and then I will. I'm gonna move this way, and they can all take whatever attacks of opportunity they can if they can hit a Wisdom save against me.
Nice.
What's your DC on that?
16.
Okay, they're gonna miss.
Look at that, buddy.
The guy that was to your right, he's looking really rough. So north of you, Cade, is really rough.
Okay.
Oh, I think I skipped. Yeah, so the guy opposite the table, it's his turn. He's going to. He's going to chase after you, Dab.
Mm,
Do they still have to?
Yep. Till the beginning of my next turn.
does
Okay.
he pass? Does he go around me, or does he?
I'm having him go.
If he goes like up and around the.
Yeah, kind of like something like that. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's going
Actually,
to miss on that
My
attack.
sabers are super long, so I have
Another
another
miss.
reach on them.
They're just super, super long. They're basically spears.
Corn horns, lightsaber.
You're compensating, right? Rix.
Yes, you caught me. It's
Waka waka.
because they tiny. What gets you demonetized on Twitch? I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Oh no, let's find all those
TOS,
words.
TOS.
Yeah.
Rix, you're up.
Since I got assaulted by this guy here, I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage, place my hand on the bar, and do a little leap over it to be now inside the bar area.
Nice.
Give me a acrobatics check.
Come on, cinematic story.
Nice. All right. So you very slickly, smoothly leap over.
Yep. And as I do that, I will twist back and level my blaster at him and use my combustive shot.
All right. That will hit.
And then combustive, let's see.
Should be
Trying to
extra
remember the
5. I think it's D6 fire extra. So roll your regular.
Fifth deals an extra 1d6. So okay,
Yeah.
do my regular damage. And
And
then
actually, this is probably.
will be. Why do I have it as one? Oh, because it's a D4 to begin with, isn't it?
There's a D4. He's on fire D4 your turn, so it's plus your intelligence, maybe. So either way,
So it's 6 for the 1d6 right away, and then it's 1d4 plus, so it'd be 5.
yeah. Well, the first extra fire damage takes him out. So
Ah, all right.
yeah, all good. He was just down there. So Rix hops over and turns around. I don't know what, loads a special cartridge or whatever, however that you want to flavor that, and the guy just goes up in flames and falls down in a cry. Anything else?
See, that was a bonus action and an action. I think that'll be all I got left.
All right. So the guy that is stunned, I believe, can't do anything until Remy goes. So nothing for him. Main guy is going to turn to you, Cade. Take a couple attacks. And gonna miss. Just bad rolls. And then the guy north of you, well, he's gonna do the same. I think we'll get one of them out of there with a 21
Yep.
for 8 points of damage to you.
All right.
And that's his turn. R2. Can't hear you if you're saying anything, R2.
Yeah.
And who are you shooting at?
Oh, I see. Sorry.
Sorry.
There we
I had
go.
my mic muted. Is Cade still looking bad?
I'm fine.
Yeah, he's doing
Okay.
all right.
I was shooting at
That's
the,
actually gonna
the main
miss.
guy over
Okay,
here.
yep, that's gonna miss.
Yeah, I figured that. And then I will let's see. Potent aptitude at Cade here.
Ooh.
Alrighty. Are you at a D6 or D? What's it at?
It is a D8.
D8. All right. Cool. Anything else for you, or over to HK?
Over to HK.
All right. His
Mark
turn.
that little blue thing.
What's the green mark here from Remy?
He is
Again?
stunned.
Okay.
Attacks. I don't know if it's only melee attacks. I think it might be all. Attack rolls have advantage,
Infantry as
so
well.
any attack roll. So go for it. If
Okay.
you're gonna attack him.
Yeah. I'll get the light pistols a poppin'.
Yeah.
Woo.
You
Woo.
roll it.
There we go.
Alrighty. Definitely. Does he get? Are you doing bonus action for a second attack?
Yeah, I'm using
Okay.
bonus action for second attack. But,
If you
and
want-
he has a 2-weapon fighting.
Yeah. If you want, roll him again to see if you crit. Actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Never mind. You're gonna take him out. So. Unless
Okay.
you just want to see
Yeah,
if you
that's
can do
fine.
it, but he goes down. Anything else?
Let's see. HK is just gonna advance a little bit here.
All
And
right.
that's all.
That guy's dead. Remy, you're up.
Alright, well, I don't know. They're all still pretty healthy besides the one north of.
The one north of Cade is looking very rough. The one next to Dab's probably the one that's doing the best.
Alright. Well, go ahead and run up to him. Throw out the chakra.
All right. Second one will hit. Okay.
And then throw down another flurry of blows.
And those will both hit. 6. Okay. All right. He's getting down there. He's still standing though.
And that's all I got.
All right. Nice. Cade.
All right. I'm just gonna do. God. Hold on. Here we go. Gonna do this.
All right.
It's time to go to sleep now.
So what's the range? 90 feet.
It's,
So it's all
I'm-
3, right?
Yeah, I can
Does it
get all
start
three of them.
with
It starts with the
the
lowest.
lowest? Okay. So the guy north of you, he definitely goes down. And what is it?
24.
No,
so,
what is the effect? They're
they're unconscious.
okay.
So they are sleeping. It lasts for a minute. But they're unconscious until they're woken up or they take damage.
All right. And then the guy, within 20 feet. You get the other guy, right? Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's 20 feet of a point that I can choose.
Okay.
So
So the guy, yep, you get those two. You get the two cronies.
all right,
Are able to.
that's my action, and then I guess I'll just level my sabers at the guy that's still awake and said, "Your friends seem to be sleeping on the job. Why don't you calm down for a moment? Maybe we can have a conversation." And that's my turn. Trying to get some light side points back because I murdered a dude.
Dav, you're up.
The guy next to me.
It's passed out.
What's the? Okay. So I guess I will rush up to this guy and use a phase strike. That's a thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, phase strike. And then so I can advantage on this attack, right?
Yep.
All right, so I'll do that.
And you can get an extra 1d8 force damage on a hit.
14.
Will not hit.
Damn it.
Lucky reroll.
If you got it, I think this is your last one.
No. Nope. Wait.
It is.
But doesn't this apply advantage? So it's a 25 because of phase strike.
Yes. So that'll hit.
Yeah.
Break the rules.
And then extra 1d8.
I break your rules.
All right, he's getting down there.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. This guy's knocked out. Rix, you're up.
All right.
Maybe take advantage of that hunter's quarry finally, or ranger's quarry, or whatever it's called.
Put on the guy and never attacked him. I feel like he might be useful for information, so maybe I don't want to kill him.
Yeah, that was my thought as well.
I will use my tech power tranquilizer.
You can set your guns to stun, by the way.
I guess I could do that too.
So
What would that be? Just like a regular attack?
So
and
just
drop
just make
below?
your regular attacks, and then you just say that they're just set to stun. So if it takes him to 0, then he's just knocked out. He's not dead.
Okay. Yep. I'll go
So-
ahead and do that then. I'll say they are set to stun.
That'll hit. Okay, he's looking pretty rough, but he's not there yet. Sneak attack.
One.
Animator's
Ooh, paid off. Got to use it.
6, 18, 19. So that's all right. He strong wind will blow him over, but he's still up. All right, that'll do it. So he is knocked out.
Knowing that he's knocked out now, I want to move over and get out my binders that I got as being a bounty hunter and put them onto him before he wakes up.
I I assume we're out of initiative now.
Yes, come out of initiative now.
Let's restrain these two. They won't stay asleep for long. I've got some fiber cord. I don't know. Do I have binders? Haha, I do. I'll slap binders on this guy right here.
All right.
The big one, I want to search him for his swoop bike key.
Yeah, I'll also take weapons from them.
We will steal all their swoop bikes and take them back to our ship.
Yeah. That's
All
happening.
right. Is somebody binding the top guy?
Yeah, anyone got any?
I don't have any. I have.
Yeah, I got fiber cord. I'll do it.
Nice.
I'm with rope at the minimum, so.
Okay. I mean, that works, so
Just tie him to one of the stools.
that's fine. All right. So you get them tied up. Yeah. So, Rix and Cade, looking over them. They just have some basic vibro weapons. Get specifics on that. And then other than that, there is you find some credits among the bodies, and you also find each one had a small vial of dust. Looks kind of like spice. It's got a purplish hue to it, purplish color.
Yeah.
So they each had one of those. The main guy happened to have two of them. So let me know who's grabbing what.
I'll grab a vial of spice.
Me and Cade will grab some of the dust.
And then you do find like a key type device for the swoop bike.
I reckon this spice here is what's making their veins all nasty.
What, six vials of the spice?
Yeah. Yep.
4 + 2. Okay.
Who's taking that?
I'll take one.
Yeah, I've got one. Sorry.
Yeah, we can each take one.
I'll say we'll all take one.
Okay. All right.
Guess the
And
remaining
silly R2 will be the first one to try and use it.
Rix, you're taking the extra
Well,
one.
I guess do R2 and HK want spice being droids? You want me to hold
No.
onto it? All right, I'll take the remaining
So
three.
you
and
got
then either
3.
use them
Okay.
as spell or do something with it.
All right. And then does anyone have proficiency in medicine?
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
Not for me.
All right.
You let me become proficient in biochemist kit.
You're working on that, yeah. You can give me an intelligence roll with your biochemist kit.
Nah.
All right, so just kind of putting context together, you definitely assume this is some spice. These people are definitely roided out on it, but beyond that, you're not too familiar. It doesn't look like anything you've seen before. Very interesting. Yeah. So
How many swoop keys did we find?
you have one for each, so there's 5 out there.
Cool.
So you've got two of the bikers fallen near the bar, and then you have a few others that are knocked out, including the leader tied up. As it seems like the conflict has came to an end. Some of the patrons that were not passed out already seem to kind of be crawling out from under their seats or their tables, and the barkeep, she comes out and she just kind of looks over at him and almost gives this nod to you like, yeah, good, it didn't really appreciate them being around here anyway, so she has no sympathy for him. And then yeah, there's a Nikto that's still kind of in and out. He's pretty not feeling well. He's still kind of been hanging out where he's been this whole time.
Can we wake him up?
Yeah.
or the
Nicto.
The Nikto? Okay. So yeah, you head over to the Nikto and kind of give him a little shake on the shoulder, and seems like a little bit of life comes to him again. He's got the crusty eyes, and his mouth looks a little frothy and crusty. Definitely exhibiting signs of what you know the plague to produce in a being.
Hey, you. We're here to take you home.
He just kind of is mumbling. He just kind of mumbles like Mika a couple times. He's like, I need to find Mika. I need to get help for Mika.
Yes, we're here. Help is here. Where's Mika? Let's go.
I'm gonna grab my other injection, and I'm blanking on the word vaccine, and I'm gonna administer it.
Okay. So he looks a tad hesitant at first, but at the same time, it almost seems like, whatever at this point. So you take that, and it brings him around. He still seems fatigued and out of it. It takes a few moments for him to kind of come to, and his speech gets a little clearer, and he just says, "Drink, please. Can I have a drink?"
Yeah, we'll hand him some booze.
So he's out of it. He doesn't realize what he's grabbing, but
no.
he takes a swig, and it seems like that helped. Still slow and dragging his speech, but seems he's a bit more alert. He says, "You said something about Mika?"
Yeah. Go ahead, Kate.
No, you're good. Sorry, I don't want to step on your toes.
No. We share this game.
All right. Yeah, we were sent by shit. Now I'm blanking on the name of the
Popra.
Popra. Yeah, we were sent by Mika's father, Popra. We're here to. My name is Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
So he receives your message, and he seems to really respond to that, and he goes on to say, we were here when the plague broke out. There were riots at the spaceport, and several ships were set on fire. Masterful Mika wanted to determine where the plague came from and how to fight it. It seemed to come out of the north, borne on the wind, and as non-humans became less welcome in Tel Bollin, he organized a party to go north, toward a place called Temple Valley. Mika was convinced that the secret of the plague would be uncovered there. I received a message from Mika several days ago. He had found something, and told me to gather what supplies I could and join him. But there are no supplies. A mob looted the warehouse, and the messenger brought the plague with him, and I came down with it again. His watery eyes become clear for a moment, and the Nikto says, Mika is alive in Temple Valley. I know the way. Let me take you there. Let me serve the wise and adventurous Mika the Hutt.
All right, easy, buddy. Yeah. We've just acquired transport. So
he says that is excellent. It is a long journey to Temple Valley. There is a caravan that is heading along, moving shortly later this evening. I would strongly recommend we go along with them, certainly for safety in numbers. There are tales of things that may come out in the wilderness along the path.
okay. Well, here, you sit yourself up, drink some more. We've got some. You recognize any of these guys out here? Pointing at the biker gang.
He says, that's just Radigan and his cronies. They're just a bunch of biker thugs that roam the streets here and cause trouble. But they're all strung out on some spice, and it's definitely taken them over.
Yeah.
Sounds delightful.
I really appreciate helping out though. I was staying over at the warehouse for a while, and then came back here, and I've kind of just been hanging out here for the past couple days, especially after the mob came in and trashed the place.
Did you leave a message on the wall?
Yes, you saw that.
Yeah, we totally knew what it meant right away, instantly.
Well, good. I was hoping that somebody would find it and come find me here at the Fallen Warrior.
Yeah, we assumed it was a location. For sure.
What kind of supplies were you trying to round up before you left?
Just anything that could help us, one, figure out what's going on, where this disease is coming from, and some general, some spice, medicinal spice that we needed, and then just general daily supplies needed while we do the research before we do head off the planet.
Do you know what kind of spice Radigan and his crew have been taking?
I'm checking right now. Let's see. I'm trying to see if it. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna say that he knows about it specifically. So he just says, "Yeah, it's something new, something unique. I think around here. It's called Tempest.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty some pretty
You'd say-
crazy stuff."
Maybe you'd say people would feud over it.
Hmm.
Yep. Sorry.
I didn't.
you talk?
I didn't purposely not respond. Sorry.
Yeah,
You're just like, oh no, they kind of
would have been
have to not
fair.
respond. Yeah, I know. I would have accepted it.
Yeah.
He says, I don't know much, but as you can tell, it's viciously addictive. You take even a single overdose, and you become addicted. And anyone that gets is high on it seems to just go in a aggressive rage.
Yeah, noticed that.
So.
Would we? It's as a bounty hunter, I would be curious to know. Would there be any kind? I know there's the CSA, I guess, or whatever on the planet, but so I guess would that be considered, I guess, sort of the law enforcement type body?
Yeah, as much of that's all that's really going to be on here, on Endrogod. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wonder if there's any potential bounties on these hooligans, or if they're low stakes kind of criminals enough that it wouldn't.
Yeah, from from asking Nikto, or from he. By the way, he introduces himself. His name is Orgamon. Throw that in chat. So this is Orgamon, and asking him about these guys. You definitely get the sense they're just they're not necessarily criminals. They're just bullies, basically. You know, and they kind of just a rude group of bikers and cause ruckus, but nothing to an extent that's gonna warrant a bounty or something like that.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So yeah, Orgamon just says I can take you over to where the caravan's getting ready to head out.
Anything on the I think the bounties on these guys, are there?
They're not. No.
Got it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. They're just
No,
they're
they're
just a
they're
bunch of
just
lowlifes.
assholes.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
Speaking of, did they have any tags on them, by the way?
Exactly.
You search around and they do not.
What?
Rat.
But there's 5. Come on.
Don't we have to go to like the?
So Orgamon says, you can come with me to the caravan now, or if there's anything else you do need to do in town, we can just meet up later. And if you'd like to go with the caravan, again, if you have your own transportation, we can try and head out to Temple Valley ourselves. But again, it can be risky.
You guys want to get the tags first?
Yeah.
So let's give us the coordinates for the caravan meeting point, and we'll regroup with you there later.
Okay, so he says, yeah, certainly we will. So he gives you where to meet up. It's kind of northwest, just outside of town there. So there'll be a big group there that you won't be able to miss, taking up some spice and other supplies, heading that way. He says, we'll try and leave a couple hours. It's going to be a couple days trip with the caravan, and so we'll try and get a head start on the evening, and set up camp. So try and be there a few hours before sundown.
Sure. Sound good? Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you guys doing anything with the bikers?
We asked the bartender.
Yeah.
What about?
What do you suggest we do with these guys?
So she just looks and just says, well, you can start with getting them the criff out of here. Certainly wouldn't be no bother to me if they never came back.
Well, first of all, watch your fracking language, and we'll get them out of here for you.
That is not canon. That is the wrong universe.
I know everything. I'm just gonna use everything from different universes.
The wrong Goram universe.
Warp 7. So let's get them out of here.
Wow, we just crossed over so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll haul them to their feet. They're the one. I don't know about the dude that Rick stunned, but the two that I put to sleep are definitely awake by now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it only lasts for a minute.
Okay. So they kind of wake up. They're bound, and they're still
Raged
Yeah,
down.
yeah, well, yeah, they're
Coming
raged
off their
out,
high?
kind of. Yeah, exactly. So they look
Okay.
like they need to refuel in that sense. So definitely irritable.
Could we give them some spice if they magically acquired some tags for us?
I mean, you could, but
No.
I think you'd be smart enough to realize that's not gonna really turn out.
I mean, I'm not going to give them the spice till they bring me the tags, but
Yeah.
Before we leave them, I want to ask them where they got the spice.
The Tempest.
creepy old guy.
Yeah, probably.
Trying to
Should have bought some. We could have found out if it was the same stuff.
Trying to get a lay of the criminal workings of this city.
Yeah.
So they say that yeah, they do mention you know, you kind of just say that they've got a couple dealers basically. One of them does mention that you know, they where you guys initially saw them over by the freight company. There's a guy that hangs out there sometimes that they sometimes buy from as well. So they don't have a specific contact, but they say they generally you know, it's generally people around that were around that area by the Skydo Freight.
Okay.
I guess we can explain to them that we're graciously allowing them to live. In exchange, we'll be taking their bikes.
They're definitely, you know, they're irritated, annoyed, and kind of definitely pulling against the restraints, and frustrated. You know, they're definitely not being friendly back. You know, they answered your questions, but you know, they're definitely aggravated.
Yeah, you know, withdrawal tends to do that to you.
Okay. We getting tags? Yeah.
Yeah, let's head to
Yep.
The tag store.
the
Let's
old.
go. Let's go as our first ride as a biker gang.
All right,
Finally.
so there's 6 of
cue the
you.
music.
So R2 is
Who's
gonna,
riding double?
yeah, that, or I guess R2's gonna have to hop on somehow.
Strap me on.
I got a cargo net. I'll strap you down to the.
Sidecar or something.
We'll get you a sidecar.
There you
They
go.
were
Put a
good.
little-
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Please, an
A
ass.
little R2 sidecar.
That would be hilarious.
I'm gonna have to do a looking for art request on Reddit somewhere for that scene, because I think that's got to be one we have, is biker gang with R2 like sidecard.
I already found it.
I'd pay money for that, actually.
Do you
Like to get,
so you guys are heading down to the relief area?
Yeah.
All right, so cool.
Yep.
Let's on your way there, let's take a quick break. And
Beautiful.
I need to head out, and then we've got a little bit, about an hour left in our session time, and we can go from there. So everyone back in a couple minutes. Alrighty, so you
Let's
guys
saddle up, boys.
heading
We can
off to the
overbike.
caravan.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
think
right, so you take off over towards where Orgamon gave you the meeting place. As you arrive, you see noticeably standing out 6 large cargo lifters carrying supplies for the journey to Temple Valley. You see that one of the lifts seems to be heavily guarded, and there's crates on it that are familiar to you. They look like the spice crates that, again, you guys, the same type of crates you were transporting earlier. There are large, short-necked, dinosaur-like beasts that are tied up and harnessed to these lifts, and which will tow them. If anyone wants to give me, if you're proficient, anyone proficient in nature?
Nope.
No
Got
way.
Nobody
Jose.
in that one.
What are we doing in nature for?
R2.
Yeah.
R2 should be proficient in nature.
Hey, droids can have green thumbs.
My that and how about, somebody's got survival at least, right? Crickets? No? Cool.
No.
All right.
Yep.
So the exploration tier of D&D is going to go well for you guys.
We really
yeah.
buckled that
I
up.
got some
Huh?
yeah.
I got some
I have that.
acrobatics if I need to jump around.
I have expertise
Oh,
in survival.
Oh, okay. All right. So Rick's got you there, but
Plus an additional 2 for my Pathfinder.
awesome.
Nice.
Hey.
Anyone can give me just nature checks all around if you like.
Hey, that's not
Nature
bad.
checks for everyone.
Hey. Oh.
Ooh, nat one.
That's a third for me.
We're at 5.
I'm doing really well on the skills that I have a -1 in.
All right. So Cade, Remy, and Rix, you guys recognize these beasts. They're mostly native here. Sometimes you've seen them elsewhere, but known as Chandos, Chandos. So these dinosaur-like creatures that are harnessed up to the lifts that will tow them out as you go. They're about 3 meters high at the shoulder, so pretty big. They're herbivorous, and just kind of, you know, are just standing still there, mostly complacent there, waiting for the caravan to head out. In addition to that, there is 3 old but operational repulsor lift cargo haulers, 3 battered land speeders, and 6 swoop bikes, similar to the ones that you guys came in on. As you come in, you see Orgamon talking to a human gentleman, and they turn and recognize you as you all come up, and Orgamon waves, and both of them walk over to meet you. Orgamon says, excellent to see you again. This is Simol Tak. He's the leader of this caravan. He says, welcome. I understand that you're looking to go along with us.
If that wouldn't be objectionable.
We generally don't have an issue with additional members of our party.
That's good to know.
I haven't seen many of your type around here, though. What brings you to Endragad?
You're on a humanitarian mission.
This guy's not CSA, is he?
No.
Okay. Well,
Excellent.
imagine,
Well, we do some of the same. Sometimes, mostly, we're merchants selling our supplies. But there are some people coming along with us who are seeking to recover their families from Temple Valley. What's that?
any reason we're not? I mean, there's got to be some working ships. Any reason we're not taking a ship out there and just flying low to avoid the CSA?
He says, ships like that are hard to come by here in Undergod and very expensive. This travel, it's effective. A little slow, yes, but it's very effective, and it gets the job done.
Fair enough.
Maybe
Shame
we
our
had a
landing was too rough.
Operational ship.
Yeah.
R2 says, I can get it working. Just gotta give me time.
Time the people in the valley may not have.
Yes, we would definitely appreciate a faster route, but we work with what we have. You lot seem to have a bit of muscle amongst yourselves. We're always looking for an extra hired hand to help watch out along our way. If you're willing to step into that role, certainly not required, but we'd be willing to pay for such a gig.
How much?
Well, I see you've come with your own vehicle, so won't needing to come along with us on one of the cargo lifters. So I can offer you 300 credits each for coming along with us and helping with some protection if we need it along the way.
Whew.
How long is the trip?
The caravan is...
Just doing my math here for business.
For business.
where was it at?
For business.
Let it never be said that the Cannonball of Tatooine doesn't keep his books clean.
I
It
like
is...
a good deal. What can I say?
It's 3 days.
100 credits a day. That's okay.
Well,
That's all right.
unless that's also covering the trip back, in which case it's 50 credits a day.
Uh-huh. So 6 days, I ask him. 6 days then?
He says, no, the trip is 3 days. If you're coming back, we can make a different arrangement at that time.
All right, so 300 per person for 3 days on the way over.
With a 50 credit payment
Deposit.
for each threat. Now, each threat we eliminate along the way.
Yep, all 6 of us. Isn't that right, HK?
He says, we don't see too much trouble. You just seem the type that would want to help out, so I just wanted to, offer you something along with this, along with the caravan. But that's what I can offer is the 300.
306 people, 3 days. What do you guys think? I'm in.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
HK puts a thumb up.
You have a deal.
Excellent. We appreciate it. The couple nights we'll stop. We will set up watch posts and rotate through those with our other guards that we do have. But of course, it's always great to have extra hands.
Of course.
Shall we start or?
I'm ready to go.
All right. So the caravan finishes saddling up. There is a whooping cry from the Chando drivers as they do their best to convince their beasts to lumber forward. Their harnesses pull tight, and they start to lug the cargo platforms behind them. The engines fire up on a motley collection of swoop bikes, land speeders, and repulsor lift cargo lifters. You and the rest of the caravan head north out of the city, and overhead a flight of IRD starfighters soar across the sky, arcing to the west. And that is where we will end tonight.
All right.
All right.
So take your caravan, a couple nights on the caravan before getting to Temple Valley.
Cool.
So,
Will the party make it? Will Dow convince Kate to do drugs? And what will happen to little Giuseppe? Find out.
next time on Tempest Feud. Boop, 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 boo. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Make sure to check out DungeonJediMasters.com for all of our other content. Join One Shot Wednesdays if you want to join a game. And we'll see you next time. May the Force be with you.